This is part 2, episode 88. Even if Yun QZ had asked me personally, if I didn't want to, all I would have done was kick Liu Mai out and not have given you the other two gifts. The mysterious light in Du Qian's eyes became even stronger. Whether you are Seng Niu or Wang Lin, it doesn't matter. Ever since my soul refining sect came to planet Suzaku, we've had a total of 36 soul transformation ancestors. Their souls are all inside the soul flag. I'm the 37th and my senior apprentice brother was the 36th. Wang Lin's expression changed. He raised his head and looked at the two blood rings. Du Qian slowly said, "Little friend, there is no need to look. My senior apprentice brother died 2 years ago when his lifespan ran out. Not even the current Suzaku knows of this." Wang Lin silently pondered. The mysterious light in Du Qian's eyes became even stronger as he looked at Wang Lin and said, word for word, "Little friend, I have a question for you. Are you willing to enter my soul refining sect, become the next successor, and swear upon your domain that you will help my soul refining sect become a rank 6 cultivation country one day?" Wang Lin didn't immediately reply but asked, "Why me?" Yun QZ is only part of the reason. The main reason, however, is because of my senior apprentice brother. Little friend Seng Niu, my senior apprentice brother's domain didn't have any offensive capability, but he was the only one who had it on the entire planet. Even on other planets, it is extremely rare. Du Qian revealed a look of respect. This domain is foresight. He originally had 100 years of lifespan left, but he used it all up to activate his domain to find a path to survival for my soul refining sect, but in the end, he still failed. Wang Lin frowned and waited for him to finish. If the old man had said something about his senior apprentice brother predicting that Wang Lin was their hope, he wouldn't listen to any more of this nonsense. Du Qian stared at Wang Lin with a hint of insanity. Although my senior apprentice brother died, the moment he died was also the moment you arrived at my sect. Wang Lin was stunned. This might be a coincidence, this could just be this old man being stubborn, but my lifespan is reaching its limit, so I can wait no longer. I'm willing to take this bet that it was my senior apprentice brother's domain that brought you here. Du Qian let out a bitter smile. He knew that this was mostly just him fooling himself. The soul refining sect has no one to succeed me. Although I can battle the current Suzaku with the soul flag right now, once I die, the soul refining sect is finished. The soul flag will be taken away by the Suzaku, and without it, the soul refining sect will die. Wang Lin pondered a bit. He raised his head and said, "If I agree, you will give me the soul flag." Du Qian nodded and said, "I'll give you the soul flag when my lifespan reaches its end." Rank 6 cultivation country, Wang Lin shook his head with a bitter smile. With Junior's cultivation, this is too difficult. Du Qian let out a sigh and said, "Seng Niu, I only have 10 years left to live. Within these 10 years, I can ensure your safety, but after that, you're on your own. Whether you succeed or not doesn't matter, but remember my words. Remember that the soul refining sect meant you no harm, and gifted you the soul flag. That will be enough." Wang Lin pondered. After a long time, he nodded and said, "I'll do my best." Du Qian's eyes lit up. He looked at Wang Lin and laughed. Then he slapped his bag of holding and threw a golden jade toward Wang Lin. "My soul refining sect doesn't have any fancy etiquette. This jade contains the soul sealing manual, which is used to control the 1 billion soul flag. This is the core of the soul refining sect. From today onward, you are the only core disciple of the soul refining sect." Wang Lin took the jade and scanned it before putting it into his bag. "Now that this is over, I need to go into closed-door cultivation to prepare my soul to be added to the soul flag. It is better for you not to leave the soul refining sect, because if you meet danger, I will not be able to help you." Wang Lin faintly smiled. "No problem. If I couldn't protect myself, I wouldn't be alive right now. Senior doesn't have to worry. I have some personal matters I need to take care of. I'll be sure to come back before Senior comes out of his closed-door cultivation." Du Qian looked at Wang Lin. After pondering for a bit, he nodded and said, "Since you are sure, I won't say any more. You can go." With that, he disappeared into the blood ring. Wang Lin respectfully clasped his hands, then he disappeared and left the soul refining sect. Wang Lin's speed was like a meteor in the night. His hair flowed with the wind and his eyes shined like the stars. He didn't believe everything Du Qian had told him. After all, Wang Lin wasn't someone new to the cultivation world. He had been through too much and seen too many things. However, now was not the time to ponder this matter. When the day comes for Du Qian to give him the soul flag, everything will be revealed. Li Yuanfeng. Killing intent filled his eyes and he flew even faster. The attempt on his life 2 years ago nearly killed him and made him lose his cultivation. Now that his cultivation had recovered, the first thing he was going to do was kill this Li Yuanfeng. He was raised to the soul transformation stage by force and can be considered the weakest among soul transformation cultivators. My original body has become a 3-star ancient god. If I fuse with my original body, I can fight him. Wang Lin's eyes lit up and his figure disappeared into the night. 1 month later, in the valley inside Chu, Zhu Yu was playing with Little White, the Thunder Toad was basking in the sun, and Tai Yang was cultivating. He was very close to the soul formation stage, and was about to comprehend his own domain. The Thunder Toad suddenly opened its eyes. Its large eyes looked toward the outside of the valley. A white-robed young man walked into the valley with a smile. The ascendant-level domain from the pagoda had no effect on him. Zhu Yu rubbed her eyes and immediately let out a cry of joy. She jumped off Little White and shouted with joy, "Uncle! Uncle!" Wang Lin laughed, hugged little Zhu Yu, and then looked toward Tai Yang. Tai Yang stood up and respectfully said, "Greetings, benefactor." Wang Lin said, "Tai Yang, you are close to reaching the soul formation stage. Go to Chu's capital and live there to experience life. You will definitely reach the soul formation stage in 3 years." There was no joy or sadness on his face, but his hands started trembling and he said, "Really? Okay." He looked at Zhu Yu and then around him, then he clenched his teeth and disappeared. Zhu Yu hugged Wang Lin and quickly asked, "Uncle, where is my big tiger? Where is the big tiger that you promised me when you left?" Little White had been listening and became excited. He thought, "Looks like this tiger lord's bitter life has come to an end. If that little devil gets a new pet, she should let me go." Thinking about the good life to come and the few female tigers he hadn't seen in a long time, Little White couldn't help but become excited. Big tiger, Wang Lin rubbed his nose. He had indeed forgotten about this. After all, he had experienced too much in this trip. Zhu Yu pouted and said, "Uncle, when you left, you said you wouldn't forget." After Little White heard this, his vision turned black as all his hopes and dreams disappeared. He secretly sighed and wondered why his life was so torturous. Wang Lin wryly smiled and rubbed Zhu Yu's head. "Listen, Uncle is here to take you somewhere. I'll just catch you a big tiger later." Zhu Yu was only a kid, so after hearing this, she immediately became happy and asked, "Where are we going?" "Uncle, are you taking me somewhere to play?" "Uncle is going to find a friend." A hint of killing intent appeared in Wang Lin's eyes. Little White's heart trembled and his hopes raised again, this time even more so than last time. He thought that if the two of them leave, he will be free once more. While thinking about this, he became excited again. Wang Lin said, "Little Yu, go inside the pagoda. This trip will be very long, being inside the pagoda will ensure your safety. Be good, now." Zhu Yu quickly nodded and revealed an excited look. The moment she heard she could leave, she became very happy. "Little White, come with me." Little White let out a growl filled with sadness, as all of his expectations were shattered again. He looked reluctantly at the mountain, as if there were a few female tigers still waiting for him. Finally, with Zhu Yu patting and hitting him, he followed her into the pagoda. Wang Lin's right hand formed a seal. The pagoda quickly shrank, and he carefully put it away. After finishing all of this, Wang Lin took a deep breath, and then he took a step forward. A powerful energy came from under the ground, and at the same time, the original body opened his eyes. After one moment, he was already up on the surface. On his forehead were 3 purple stars that spun and released a demonic light. When the original body appeared before him, both walked toward each other, and then the two fused into one person. This was the real Wang Lin. The original body was on the outside and the avatar's cultivation was on the inside. An oppressive aura exuded from within his body. At this moment, the sky changed colors. Lightning echoed through the sky and large drops of rain began to fall. Wang Lin in the rain was like a demon god, as he looked toward Xueyu. Xueyu's Li Yuanfeng, the giant demon clan's ancestor, and Sun Tai, who used that chance to seal me. Now that I have recovered my cultivation, I'll come collect my debts with each one of you. The first person on the list is Li Yuanfeng. Let's see if the soul transformation cultivation you obtained by force is stronger than my original body fused with my avatar. Wang Lin's eyes became cold. He pointed at this brow and the heaven-defying bead appeared. His eyes lit up and he slapped his bag of holding, causing a piece of crystal to appear. This was the wood spirit Wang Lin stole before the elder of the country of Suzaku, after his battle with Red Butterfly. Metal, wood, water, fire, and earth, the heaven-defying bead is only missing metal and half of the wood element. According to what Sichunan said, once the 5 elements are complete, it will be able to recognize an owner. That day will soon arrive. Wang Lin moved the wood element crystal toward the bead. The moment the two touched, the wood crystal disappeared into the heaven-defying bead. The leaves on the heaven-defying bead began to move and open one by one until finally it reached completion. Now I'm only missing the metal element. Wang Lin's eyes sparkled as he looked toward Xueyu. The metal element can wait. Li Yuanfeng, I'm coming. He put away the heaven-defying bead, landed on the Thunder Toad, and laughed. Old friend, let us go. The Thunder Toad let out a happy roar and kicked the ground, causing it to shatter. The Thunder Toad shot into the sky like a meteor. Wang Lin let out a laugh and slapped his bag of holding. The mosquito appeared and let out a roar. Then its sharp mouth stabbed toward the Thunder Toad. The Thunder Toad rolled its eyes. Its tongue shot out like lightning and started to play with the mosquito. Wang Lin sat on the back of the Thunder Toad and smiled as he looked at the two beasts play. He then turned toward Xueyu. Although his smile was still there, it now contained a hint of coldness. Xueyu. The once green land of the Four-Sect Alliance was now completely white. It had turned into a snow field. The sun reflected off the snow, causing a powerful glare. If one looked at it for too long, their eyes would tear up from the pain, or they might even lose their eyesight. The mortals living in Xueyu had their own ways of protecting their eyes. After Xueyu became a rank 5 cultivation country, the mortal world naturally became more prosperous. At the center of Xueyu was an ice palace. This was the most sacred place in Xueyu. It was where the only soul transformation cultivator of Xueyu, Li Yuanfeng, cultivated all year round. After being injured by Sun Tai's lightning, he had been recovering slowly. He did after all reach the soul transformation stage by force. It was already very lucky that he didn't lose his life. There were several large blocks of ice around him, each one emitting celestial spiritual energy. Using this method to heal was still not enough for Li Yuanfeng. In these past 2 years, he had been sending people to Mount Suzaku to get some celestial jade from Red Butterfly, but they were stopped outside every time. Li Yuanfeng was very puzzled. As time passed, he became suspicious and couldn't help but resent Red Butterfly. After all, he was injured from trying to kill Seng Niu, which was all for Red Butterfly. He had spent these 2 years trying to heal his injuries. Based on his calculations, he would need another year to completely recover. On this day, at the edge of Xueyu, a white figure slowly entered the country. He looked toward Xueyu with a reminiscent look. Four-Sect Alliance. Wang Lin let out a sigh and disappeared into the distance. The capital of Xueyu was where the capital of the Four-Sect Alliance once was. There was a street in this city containing decades of Wang Lin's memories. On this day, on this street, Wang Lin appeared. As he looked at the familiar street, he couldn't help but think of Da Niu's family. After a very long time, His eyes were filled with melancholy as he left. Inside the snow and ice palace, Li Yuanfeng was cultivating when he suddenly opened his eyes. His eyes lit up as he raised his head and looked toward outside the palace. Li Yuanfeng. In the square outside the palace, the roaring wind caused the snow to fly through the air. An illusionary figure slowly walked through the snow. It gradually became more solid, and when it was 10 steps from the palace gates, the figure revealed itself as Wang Lin. The current Wang Lin had a cold expression as he looked at the shocked Li Yuanfeng. Li Yuanfeng's pupils shrank as he stared at Wang Lin. After a while, he gloomily said, "Seng Niu." Although his expression remained calm, his heart was shocked. He couldn't imagine how Seng Niu was not only able to recover from the injuries his domain had caused in just 2 years, but he even increased his cultivation level from the mid-stage of soul formation to the late stage. 2 years of time was nothing to cultivators. To be able to do this much in just 2 years, it was no wonder Li Yuanfeng was shocked. Just at this moment, 3 people appeared between Li Yuanfeng and Wang Lin. All of them were very old. There were 2 men and 1 woman. One of the elders shouted, "You've got guts to invade my Shuiyu's ice and snow palace." Seng Niu. The old woman's eyes became cold as she stared at Wang Lin. Wang Lin's expression was cold as he took a step forward. With a bang, countless cracks appeared where Wang Lin had stepped and quickly spread across the palace. Wang Lin whispered, "Break." The entire palace began to rumble and then half of the palace collapsed. The 3 elders' expressions changed greatly as a powerful force pushed them away. One of the old men looked at Wang Lin with an expression of disbelief and shouted, "Could you have reached the soul transformation stage?" Wang Lin didn't even look at the 3 of them, his gaze had always been on Li Yuanfeng. At this moment, he moved toward Li Yuanfeng like lightning. The 3 elders immediately shouted and immediately appeared before Wang Lin in an attempt to block him. Wang Lin's eyes became cold. He appeared before one of the elders and threw a punch at his chest. Bang! The elder's chest caved in and he coughed out blood. His body was sent flying. He was completely dead. Even his origin soul didn't have time to escape. It had shattered from the force of the punch. This was the power of his original body and avatar fused together. A mid-stage soul formation cultivator would die in 1 punch. The remaining 2 immediately froze in terror. Wang Lin didn't even look at the remaining 2, as he walked once more toward Li Yuanfeng. Li Yuanfeng's expression was dark as his hand formed seals and pointed at the 8 giant blocks of ice. The blocks immediately moved to protect him. Wang Lin snorted and threw a punch at the ice blocks. Bang! Bang! A series of heaven-shattering explosions echoed through Shuiyu. The ice blocks before Li Yuanfeng became filled with cracks before shattering into tiny pieces. The powerful shockwave caused the rest of the palace to collapse as well. Li Yuanfeng's figure charged out as the ice blocks shattered. Floated in the air, his hair moved without any wind as he said, "Seng Niu, today you will die for sure." Wang Lin raised his head. He looked at Li Yuanfeng and slowly said, "Today I'm going to take your soul and refine it." Li Yuanfeng's hand formed a seal, and then a giant T-mark suddenly appeared before him. He pushed the T-mark forward and it began to descend upon Wang Lin. Wang Lin's eyes were filled with battle intent. He quickly raised his fist and collided with the T-mark. Bang! The T-mark descending from the sky immediately collapsed and the shock wave forced Li Yuanfeng to back up 100 feet. Li Yuanfeng's eyes were filled with shock, but even more so with fear. Wang Lin backed up 3 steps. Each step caused countless cracks to appear on the ground. The battle between the 2 had caught the attention of everyone in Shuiyu. Aside from the old man, who had died and the 2 others, the remaining 17 soul formation cultivators were frantically teleporting toward the palace. To them, Li Yuanfeng was the sect master of the entire country. As long as he lived, they were a rank 5 cultivation country. If he were to die, they wouldn't be able to produce another soul transformation cultivator anytime soon, meaning the only fate left was for their country's rank to drop. In almost the blink of an eye, the soul formation cultivators arrived. Without any hesitation, they took out their treasures and were about to attack. Wang Lin's eyes were calm. He only said one word. Scram. It was just one word. At first it was soft, but in the blink of an eye, it echoed in the sky as if it were the heavens' wrath. Scram. 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 This was the sound of the heavens shattering, and it rumbled in the sky. This was the voice of an ancient god, the anger of an ancient god, and Wang Lin's first roar as an ancient god at full power. The clouds in the sky disappeared without a trace and cracks began to appear in the sky like spatial rifts. The earth began to shake and split open like a piece of paper being torn apart. The heavens shattered and the earth cracked. Those soul formation cultivators, who were about to attack, all coughed out blood and were forced back. Their eyes were filled with fear, and they no longer dared to attack. The power of one word. Wang Lin took a deep breath. The fusion of his original body and the avatar caused a strange mutation that had never happened before. The current him could be considered a 3-star ancient god with late-stage soul formation cultivation, who controlled the life and death domain. Or he could be considered a late-stage soul formation cultivator, who controlled the life and death domain, and had the body of a 3-star ancient god. Li Yuanfeng's expression was extremely ugly. He stared at Wang Lin and for the first time considered Wang Lin his enemy. The power of Wang Lin's word earlier wasn't any weaker than a soul transformation cultivator's. This video will end here.